Each match usually has 2 or 3 rounds and lasts from a few seconds to a quarter of an hour. The length depends on what happens between the players, and every game is different. Every tribe wants a champion. Famous wrestlers are talked about for many years after their death. Although hookah wrestling is still popular with the Xingu tribes, the young men have discovered new sports such as football. Breaking away from tradition, women have also begun to wrestle, often to the amusement of the men. Today, there's even talk that the women might hold their own contest for the next eclipse ceremony. The villagers are also preparing for the next eclipse ritual, an exchange ceremony. In the heat of the day, the longhouses are the coolest place to be. They're made from wood and grass thatch and are larger than a passenger jet. Up to 40 people live in each one of these huts. Entire families of several generations all share the same space. The exchange ceremony and the wrestling match, however, now look increasingly unlikely to take place today. A storm is heading directly for the village. The village leaders try to drive away the thunderclouds with a spell. Aritana can only watch in vain as the day's activities are forced to a sudden standstill. Far in the distance, the champion wrestler Chumin tries to brave the oncoming storm. Two days have now passed since the Peki festival was first announced. The once festive mood in the village has noticeably changed. No one in the community can recall when a lunar eclipse coincided with a Peki festival. And now, their best efforts to complete the cycle of ceremonies have come to a damp end. The next morning brings with it the first signs of discontent. Some villagers are complaining about headaches. Worse still, old rumors of sorcery have resurfaced. Chief Aritana is aware that problems are mounting, and it's his job to retain harmony in the village. Among Xingu Indians, even powerful chiefs have to respect the opinions of the village leaders and the community at large. Aritana has acquired a great reputation for his qualities as a leader.
Pura irika kandiri jaya katwali iri awawiri kandiri iri ata ama makapa wano kakat itapu tsari kandiri awakui mute ataja azo ikunu taja azo
Daily life for the Xingu peoples includes the presence of ancestral spirits and supernatural forces. But the added presence of gossip and rumor make it no easy task being chief. In times of trouble, Aritana looks to his own guiding spirits.
Yatama punya muka, pakah ka bunga putaca punya yatama ka. Iruka yatama, kapapa putala puka ira yatama, ili puka nata papa tala apa paluta puka ili puka.
One of the young men in the village has suffered a resurgence of nightmares and is blaming the presence of a bad spirit. Tatao is the chief's nephew, and he's decided to perform a painful bloodletting ceremony. The scratching implement is made from sharp fish teeth. The teeth score the skin rather than cutting it, though blood is still drawn. Scratching is a healing ritual and is often only applied to their arms and feet. Today, Tatao has chosen to have his entire body scratched. Tatao's wife, Irika, has also chosen to perform the healing rite. It's exactly the same for women. They also endure the scratching with no show of pain or suffering. The chief has made his announcement. The exchange ceremony and the wrestling contest will now go ahead. Some Xingu communities call the exchange ceremony Moitara, but in Yabalapichi, the exchange ceremony is known as Utluxi. Because it's only a demonstration ritual to please the eclipse spirits, one half of the village is pretending to be a neighboring tribe who have come to trade. Traditionally, exchange ceremonies are a chance for neighboring communities to formally meet, gather news, and resolve any unsettled disputes. When Xingu tribes meet to exchange and barter their crafts, the event is followed by a wrestling contest. The young men get a rare opportunity to demonstrate their wrestling skills.
Jadi kepotara na makariara makopotap orang mapo ipu aku hap.
The biggest hookah contests are in fact held during a funeral ritual called a kuarup. But today, the eclipse ceremonies provide an unexpected chance to practice their tribal sport. As the wrestling contest develops, the atmosphere among the young men becomes infectious, until the more formal duels erupt into a boisterous frenzy. The excitement is not yet over. Before the day is done, the women will also hold their own wrestling contest. Takan, the organizer of the women's wrestling, is first into the ring. The women use the same moves and the same skills as the male wrestlers. There are no special rules just because they're women. Irika, from the same household as Takan and Anna, now enters. Although shy, she's got a reputation for being a formidable wrestler.
Tôi thì kinh đôi, tôi cái đó là apici coi kinh nông đát ở gió coi, lấy bể lấy thì aki sĩ thì kinh nông đát thì anh ấy bữa kia lúc thì cái nhà lấy thì kinh nông bỏ lấy thì cái tụi bé ta nhẹ bỏ lấy, anh ấy bữa kia lúc thì nhà lấy thì cái tụi bé bỏ lấy, là thì nhà lấy bữa kia lúc thì nhẹ cái, thì cái tụi bữa kia lúc.
The next morning, life returns to its normal pace. But there's still an atmosphere of excitement in the air, since the women are again planning a special ceremony. This time, they'll perform a Yamari Kuma. It will be the last eclipse ceremony. First, manioc needs to be harvested. This important vegetable is central to the survival of the community. The manioc grows in large plantations on the outskirts of the village. The plants quickly grow into tall bushes, but it's the roots they're after. Among Xingu Indians, producing manioc bread is strictly a woman's role.
Yara vitik miyaram ma anwara de data ya iwi ade rua ade momu atame ko me nyoronu ikami awara motsu e jepram de kami engite neram de menyu hera uwa ko nitram de kami hera utawa ko ha vitara ade uruwa kura.
Because of their skills in transforming vegetables into bread, women are at the heart of the community's daily survival. If no one brings fish back from the river, at least there'll be bread on the plate. Making that bread is a skillful task. The women make it look easy, but it's only because they've been doing it since childhood. The first stage of bread making is to scrape the tough outer skin of the manioc. Then the vegetable has to be squashed to a pulp and sieved. The vegetable pulp is then washed to drain the natural toxins that would otherwise make a person ill. This in turn is squeezed several times till it's purified. The sticky dough is then left in the sun to dry. Dried manioc flour is called beju, which is cooked on a wide clay plate over the fire. The gluten in the beju is sticky enough to hold the bread in one piece. Later in the day, the women prepare for the Yamari Kuma. The Yamari Kuma is a special ceremony performed by women in all the Xingu communities. During the dance, they'll look their most beautiful, and it will take many hours for the women to prepare the adornments. The patterns have no specific meaning, except that they follow geometric designs traditional to the Xingu region. Each woman is painted according to the expression of the painter, which will always be another woman. Solidarity is strong between the women, united by one overriding fact of life: hard work.
Iene kunyaram ikatu ako. Neya potat kunyaram jire kota. Ata ya I maare kunyaram na pot jiu para na potarite. Aku ma emena ya iwa pu ya de koran. Arame kunyaram na ko potarite.
The women usually marry around the age of 16, traditionally to a man chosen by their family. But times are changing. Takan divorced her chosen husband against her parents' wishes and later remarried.
Asa to agalaha papa no to kawe niat be unupe asa to kananu na to lai sagna to pirin sa asa na hananu ma ne kalaha asa to ne we shui kunya mata be piri asa kalaha asa akapin sa ba amunuja asa we ke tu papai nyama to atambiri.
At the end of the afternoon, the Yamari Kuma begins. It's a ceremony usually reserved for welcoming only the most important visitors. But today, they're dancing for the eclipse spirits.